I knew I would never crave a cheeseburger again, and hinted the role belonged to me until a cruel text from Cleo shattered my fragile peace. Genevieve had miscarried, and I was to blame. During the company meeting that day, our Vice President Russell delayed important announcements. When the topic of the manager position finally arose, he revealed corporate would hire an external candidate, stripping me of the promotion I deserved. Devastated, I fled the room and crossed paths with Roman. He admitted my lost promotion was his doing, petty revenge for the miscarriage he wrongfully blamed on me. For months, I had buried my grief and tried to move on, but he continued to destroy every part of my life, wearing the face of the loving boy I'd once known while breaking me piece by piece. My Roman would never hurt me like this, I said firmly. His expression shifted suddenly. He pulled me close, surrounding me with his familiar scent, and whispered that he remembered everything. Hope broke through my pain, tears spilling freely, until he shoved me away with brutal cruelty. He admitted he had learned all about our history. Reading old journals he had filled with small, loving details of my life when we were together. Now he felt nothing but resentment. He blamed me for his coma, for a family member's passing from stress, and for Genevieve's lost baby. He tore the engagement ring from my finger, demanding I pay for every tragedy that had befallen those around him. Without a single word of mercy, he left, sending over his old leather journals to my door that evening, tossing aside our past as worthless garbage. I opened the journals alone at home, reading his quiet, tender notes from years ago. My favorite drinks, my silly habits, small daily moments he'd cherished enough to write down. Tears blurred the ink as I realized how deeply he had once loved me, and how completely that person was gone. I stayed awake until sunrise, broken and hollow, and took the next morning off work. When I returned to the office, cold judgment followed me everywhere. Whispers and sideways stares lingered, and I soon saw Victoria stepping out of Russell's office, the new external manager hired to take my promotion. A wave of old trauma crashed over me the second our eyes met. Victoria and I shared a dark high school history. Years ago, I had reported her for dangerous behavior, leading to her suspension and permanent school records. She retaliated brutally, cornering me in an empty bathroom with her friends, burning my arm with lit cigarettes, and leaving permanent scarring that still ached to this day. Roman had found me that day, injured and terrified, and saved me from her cruelty. Not long after, Victoria was expelled, and I'd thought I would never see her again. Now she stood in my workplace, powerful and unapologetic. Victoria smiled coldly and revealed the truth. Roman was the one who recommended her for the manager role, intentionally placing my worst childhood tormentor in charge of my daily life. I felt utterly defeated, knowing my deepest scars had been used as a weapon against me. Before the workday ended, Russell ordered me to accompany Victoria to a corporate dinner, tasked with securing a vital contract. Victoria taunted me on the drive over, admitting she'd arranged my attendance just to force another painful encounter with Roman. He sat at the head of the private dining table, distant and uninterested. His gaze passed over me for only a second before he looked away entirely. Victoria seated me next to the demanding client Victor, who refused to discuss business until everyone drank heavily. He poured endless shots of vodka for me, pushing me to indulge for his own amusement. Victoria chain-smoked beside me, the scent and sight of lit cigarettes triggering my old trauma, bringing back vivid memories of my high school attack. Dizzy from alcohol and overcome with panic, I froze when Victor placed an unwanted hand on my thigh, making cruel advances. I slapped his hand away at once. To humiliate me further, Victoria spoke up, labeling me as Roman's discarded ex and exposing our history to the entire table. Every eye locked onto Roman, waiting for his reaction. He sipped his whiskey slowly, his tone detached and final. Ancient history has absolutely nothing to do with me.